Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is up 0.56% to 17,842. Ethereum is down 0.52% to 1312. The markets in the past trading session, we can see the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, Nasdaq and Russell 2000 all came down. The US 10-year came up, the VIX dropped, gold dropped, Bitcoin dropped just marginally, and crude oil came up. The outcome of the FOMC meeting was as expected. The Fed raised the federal funds rate 50 basis points. And most officials, Fed officials, penciled in plans to raise rates above 5% next year, higher than previously expected. This news has not caught us off guard. We were expecting 5.25% federal funds rate prediction in April 2023. And that's because we've objectively analyzed what Jerome Powell has been saying all along. It looks like peak inflation may be in, but we've seen this previously with the release of the recent CPI data. We can see that the annual inflation rate has been coming down. It was 8.3%, went to 7.7, now 7.1. The inflation rates are dropping, and we can see that with the 5-year forward inflation expectation rate, the 5-year break-even inflation rate, and the 10-year break-even inflation rate. And Masterclass students, you get a deep dive on this in TM4. The Nasdaq has been retracing, and if but for FTX and the criminal Sam Bankman-Fried, who's been captured in the Bahamas and is up for fraud, the entire crypto industry would be rallying right now. And we can see FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried in custody after fraud charges, and bail has been denied. I guess you're not going to be free for too much longer. This has given lawmakers and global regulators the chance to step in and save people. And the thing is, fraud always happens in every single industry. It happens in the stock market too. This is not a crypto-specific thing, it's a human-specific thing. Senator Elizabeth Warren is very happy now. FTX has given her the ammunition to push the crypto industry out of the US and into other countries. We can see in the main market, Apple came down, Tesla came down, Microsoft was just marginally up, and Meta just up a little bit. In terms of sector performance, healthcare was the outstanding one up 0.14%. And financials and materials were hit hardest. Global stock markets around the world sold off. We can see there's a lot of red, but there's also some green in China, India, Japan, and good old Australia. And of course, parts of Europe. Over the next couple of days, we've got some fairly reasonable key economic data coming out. Core retail sales month on month, the Empire State Manufacturing Index, retail sales, and the Flash Services PMI. The next FOMC meeting is in 49 days, and the major probability is on a 25 basis point increase, 73% currently. In the past trading session, we saw the VIX come down quite substantially, quite a reduction in fear in the market. However, that didn't translate into big gains in the major indices as we saw earlier. They all sold off. And especially interesting is the DXY coming down, but that not translating, the VIX coming down, the DXY coming down, but it not translating into a big movement in the markets. And we saw junk bonds just coming down a little. And we actually see oil starting to come up, but it's still under resistance. Just keep this in mind. We can see bond yields starting to flatten out and bond prices starting to flatten out as well. Gold is continuing its march up. There are definitely levels in the major indexes that we need to keep our eye on. In the SPX, that particular region is between 37.66 and 38.27. If we see price coming down to in between these two levels, that's really constructive for the market. If it falls down further, for example, into the 36.26 or 37.22 range, that's a little bit more negative. But if it falls below that range into the 35.31 to 35.59 levels, be careful. This is all about constructive price momentum inside the markets. The markets are looking fairly healthy at the moment, and they're calling people back in. Those three particular zones are incredibly important for you to keep your eye on. And those zones were formed by the CTKS method, which is a standards-based process to reveal smart money buy and sell levels from any price chart. Drilling down a little bit further, keep your eye on the SPY, and this is what we mark up in Level 1 and Level 2 CTKS Method Standards Certification. And what we can see is this is SZ, this Stanfield zone. What it actually relates to is this is all about smart money sell. Why is it sell? Because price is below it, and this is a very strong area where the sellers are coming in and selling into the market. And thank you so much, Nabil, for your very kind comment. This is true. This truly is a PhD level education. No one offers any course close to this level of knowledge sharing. Thank you, Ken. Well, thank you, Nabil. That's very nice. The good thing is we do have smart money support playing in at around the 385 level. So just bear this in mind. We're trying to get above, the stock markets are trying to get above this resistance. And we know as the stock market goes, Bitcoin's fate is tied to it. Crypto's fate is tied to it. We must pay attention. We must also keep our eye on the DXY. As the DXY moves, it's often inversing the main markets and crypto. Not always, and this is the thing to be aware of. The market is always trying to desynchronize you, so you must be aware that relationships between variables always change. The DXY currently trading at 103,620. We can see it actually sold off very significantly but was caught by smart money buy levels. It's been hovering around this 104,113 but couldn't get through it. Came back and retested. It's becoming weaker and weaker. This is saying that structural support is failing for the US dollar. And thank you for your very kind comment, Rundle Ridge. Rundle Ridge said, with the CTKS method certification, we will never look at price action chart in the same way again. She's got a really nice quote there. It's well worth reading. One thing to keep in mind, the next level of smart money buying, smart money structure is 103,268. Keep your eye on that level. The CTKS method standards produce things called SL levels or Stanfield levels. Because they're Stanfield levels, because I actually invented the CTKS method and the standards that go with it. As Nabil said, you will not find anything like this anywhere. It's also really important that you cast your eye across as many charts as possible. All charts are interdependent and intercorrelated. What Apple does will affect the crypto industry, and that may sound far-fetched, but it's not at all when you understand the concepts. Apple in aftermarket trading is 143.36, and we can see there's a lot of structural support below at 139.83, 137.32, 135.10, and a barrage of support around the 132 level. This is really important to know. Apple can literally prop up the stock market. It's that powerful. The major chart marking that people do is all about recent indicative price. That's just like marking up a very, very small percentage of the chart. Through the CTKS method, we mark up all of the chart. Tales from the Man Cave said, I can already tell how much work each chart will take to fully mark up. The $99 per month for the CTKS service is basically free. One day it will be thousands of dollars a month to get access to this without doing the work yourself and having the convenience to have a BORSOG moment on any asset whenever you please. BORSOG is buy on red, sell on green. It's a very powerful way to get on the right side of the percentage. Thank you, Tales, for your very kind comment. Tales from the Man Cave is very correct. It's an institutional grade service, and I can see the day when it's used by pretty much everyone. If you pop across to the CTKSmethod.org and you just scroll down into this CTKS Method service, there's a little video there that you can watch to see what you're getting. You'll actually get it not for $99 per month, but for $39 per month. The service is not active yet, but what you do, if you pop in your name and email and just lock in that discount, that $39 per month will be locked in forever. As long as you keep your subscription active, that is the discount you will get. $99 per month is a special introductory offer. The $39 is a pre-launch offer and it won't stay there for long. If you want to be a part of this, I would suggest just grabbing the discount. And the key is you're only locking in your very special discount. No payments are due until the service is active. And if you change your mind, you don't have to join up. We spend a lot of time on the main markets because all markets are interdependent and intercorrelated. A good starting point when we're looking at the crypto market is to look at total crypto market cap, and we can see just how powerful the structural wide or the industry wide smart money sell level was at 840.58 billion. It literally pierced that line and the sellers came and said, no, we're not having any of that. And if you're not inside the masterclass and you would like to learn how to do the CTKS method, you can just pop across to the CTKSmethod.org, where you can gain immediate access to level 1 and level 2 certification. We have to keep our eye on where these SL levels are. For example, the entire crypto market cap is currently 825 billion. We've got a smart money sell level at 840 billion and a smart money buy at 808 and 799. The key is, how do you actually use this? Just before I tell you that, I'd just like to share a quote from Art. Art says, I just finished level 1 certification and really excited to dig into L2 in the masterclass. Now that I know what goes into getting these SL lines, I'll be signing up for the new service for sure. I love to mark up charts, but being able to check out a new idea or quickly scan a lot of marked up charts will be invaluable to me, as I just don't have the time to keep up with the charting to the scale I'd like to. Thank you, Art. What you need to do when you want to look at how this price structure of total crypto market cap will impact your beloved alts, just think about this particular pattern. You can see this range, it sold off down to a smart money buy level. The buyers held it. The thing to understand with buy levels, it just doesn't come and ping it and necessarily go in the opposite direction like what it did here. Sometimes they will consolidate, go a little bit below. That doesn't mean that they're broken. There's always an area of variability around these lines, and that's something that you want to keep in mind. But keep this structure in mind. Flat down, effectively flat, ranging up, exploding up, trying again, knocking back. We'll look at this in the price charts. The next important chart to look at is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the undisputed ruler of the crypto space. As Bitcoin moves, so too does the entire crypto market, apart from 1% of the cryptos which are called, inverters. Inverters are really good to have as part of your portfolio. Remember the structure on crypto market cap, how it followed this behavior, because this behavior is Bitcoin's behavior. Bitcoin is currently trading at 17,834, and when we look at max pain, it came up from 17,500 to 17,750. Max pain moves as price moves, but what about for tomorrow? The max pain is all the way down at 17,000. It's not moved. You can see Bitcoin is coming up to smart money sell resistance at 18,428 and 18,489. There are two levels of smart money support below, one at 17,426 and another one at 17,653. And many thanks to Tales from the Man Cave. The level 1, level 2 certification is on fire. One of its best features is that it is standards based. While I love being a chartist, an artist with charts, it is so powerful to have a process that is repeatable and always comparable. I love it. Thank you for your very kind words, my friend. There's been an epic battle going on between the longs and the shorts, and we can see quite a number of longs have been liquidated recently, and quite a number of shorts liquidated before that. But the relative change in the number of longs versus the number of shorts is quite interesting. It looks about 50-50. So we can see the shorts continuing to come down, but they're starting to bottom out. The longs are starting to buy the dip. What do I mean by the dip? They're starting to increase in confidence. They're starting to come back into the market. But let's check out liquidations. And Al, thank you very much. Al says, very much enjoying CTKS version 2. Awesome, Al. Over the past 24 hours, there's been 60.14 million in total liquidations across 15,880 positions. This is like weekend trading. That's nothing. And when we have a look at the past 24 hours total liquidations, we can see about 51% long. What about the past 12 hours? 54% long. Just kind of equal, longs and shorts. What about the past 4 hours? Yep, the longs are getting hit. You can see that with the price momentum, about 65% long. And what about the past hour? Ay caramba, 73% long. And if we look, we've absolutely had a cut in terms of resistance, intermediate resistance. So this is pretty good for risk on behavior. But always remember, price is always moving in a wave, and the institutions and the market more particularly is always trying to desynchronize you. Even the institutions get desynchronized. And that is why it's so incredibly important to do your daily three-dimensional risk management code called the CTKS code. Let's get into it. We know that we control the trade or investment, but the market controls the return. And that's based on your active learning, your knowledge and your courage. And the market penalizes blame and gambling. To help us make the market move in our direction, we have a daily three-dimensional risk management code called the CTKS code. The first part of this code is to figure out where the market is going. What did the market do today? What is it doing right now? Is it going down? Is it neutral or going up? And you pop that in right at the front of the code. Where do you anticipate the market to go in the next 24 hours? We know that we control the trade or investment, but the market controls the return. And that's based on your active learning, your knowledge and your courage. And the market penalizes blame and gambling. To help us make the market move in our direction, we have a daily three-dimensional risk management code called the CTKS code. The first part of this code is to figure out where the market is going. What did the market do today? What is it doing right now? Is it going down? Is it neutral or going up? And you pop that in right at the front of the code. Where do you anticipate the market to go in the next 24 hours? Will it go down, neutral, or up? And you just take the first letter and you pop it up there of the highest weighted percentage. Then you think about your portfolio. If the market goes in the direction that you predict, what will happen to your actual portfolio? What percent do you believe will go down? Stay neutral, that is generally cash. And what do you think will go up? These are basically inverters. If the market is coming down, that's an inverter. This helps you to do portfolio management and how to think constructively about what you actually invest and trade in. The most important thing to do is your synchronization factor. The markets are always trying to desynchronize market participants. Money will always flow between the synchronized and desynchronized. The desynchronized fund the synchronized, but the synchronized are always getting desynchronized as well. Please let me know in the comments, what is your CTKS code for today? This is not about being right or wrong. It's about improving. Remember, the market is trying to desynchronize you. It literally exists to desynchronize. Turning to the greatest gainers in the past 24 hours, USDN, TON, XDC, Solana, Rune, and Tron. The greatest losers over the past 24 hours, STX, IOTA, ICP, Osmo, Chiliz, XRP, and Litecoin. Turning to the top 8, we can see Ethereum's gravity following Bitcoin's gravity. What is Bitcoin's gravity? That's that blue line. You can see it across all of the top 8. It's really important to consider relative differential price movement. That is how one gravity overlays another gravity. And we can see that BNB, with the recycled investigation into its practices in 2018, has caused a lot of people to get concerned about BNB. Of course, the timing couldn't be better. It was when Sam Bankman-Fried was actually arrested in the Bahamas. This kind of anxiety will throw pressure on centralized exchanges. And we can see that XRP sold down quite dramatically as Bitcoin came down. Just notice these relative differences in selling pressure and buying pressure, selling and recovery. We always look across all of the alts because we want to understand the health of our alt. We're always seeking to assess the health or weakness of any particular alt, and strong alts become weak and weak alts become strong, so always bear that in mind as well. For Dogecoin, we can see that Bitcoin absolutely took off and Doge is underperforming at the current time, but that's only at the current time. Doge, when it takes off, it just goes literally to the moon. And ADA, we can see that ADA is holding up relatively well, a different kind of pattern. Very interesting. Ooh, what's Charles got afoot? Matic sold down quite substantially, as did DOT. And look at Litecoin. Litecoin is going heavy at the moment. Litecoin is not quite so light at the moment. For the next top 8, there's an epic battle going on between these top 3. They're always changing positions with each other. They're all vying to get into the actual top 8. And we can see Solana's done very well. It's taken out SHIB and Tron. Taken it out. And that was no candlelight dinner. Solana is moving well in terms of Bitcoin's gravity, and this is one thing that we must always consider. Bitcoin will pull up every single project, apart from about 1%, those inverters, but inverters always de-invert as well, so they don't just naturally stay as inverters for forever, so that's why we have to keep on scanning them. When we're looking at Tron is doing beautifully. Look at that, big uptake, but whack it went down because Bitcoin's gravity came down and it whacked it. And that's why you must look at Bitcoin. If you're not aware of what Bitcoin is doing, you're not aware of what your alts are going to do either. We can see SHIB was not as strong as Bitcoin's gravity, but it definitely matched the downward momentum. And what about Uni? Uni is feeling quite weak at the moment. AVAX, just moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. Looking very interesting. Look at these spikes. As Bitcoin spiked up, what did AVAX do? It said, heck yeah, I'm joining you for that party, man. And it did. And it really partied hard. We love cryptos. They do party hard. And we party hard as a global family. And let's look at Link. Link is looking really weak at the moment. What's going on with Link? We may find something out about that. Atom, just moving in alignment, but being weaker than Bitcoin's gravity. And what about Stellar, just moving down, and also weaker? These things, you want to keep in mind the strength and the weakness as you go. Many people are going through a life pullback, either themselves or in their family or friends. We have an incredible global family, and our love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone, and there's always hope, and the sun will come out again. These tough times just make everybody stronger. As a community, we focus on inner peace and outer peace, positive excellence. Positive excellence is all about doing the right things. The money will come. For example, if you're a doctor and you're just seeking money, well, it's kind of better that you just do the best job that you can possibly do. The money will come. If you're an engineer just seeking money, or a computer programmer just seeking money, or an accountant just seeking money, please don't be an accountant just seeking money. You'll probably fiddle the books. This is why the focus on money for money's sake is not the focus of our beloved global family. Money comes from doing the right things. And you only have to look at Sam Bankman-Fried to actually figure out, and a lot of other people that have made it and crashed and burned and lost everything. You want to make it and you want to keep it. Having kindness, authenticity, and authenticity is not unkind. A lot of people are authentic and they're really nasty when they're doing so and say, oh, I'm so authentic. No, kindness, kind authenticity is what we talk about in positive excellence. Gratitude and happiness are very, very important. If you're not grateful and happy with what you have right now, how can you be grateful and happy with what you have planned for your future? Because as soon as you get it, you're going to up the ante. You're going to want more. Having gratitude and happiness makes you a happier person. It actually unlocks meaning. In yesterday's video, we were talking about inner and outer peace. And to Divine Art, I'm very sorry for your uncle and his what he just went through, and of course for your family as well. Art said, for me, inner peace when I'm trading is knowing that no matter what the market does, I am in control. I make the best decisions I can based on all the information I take in, and I either win or learn and never blame. Art says, I've been trading for a while. Art's been trading for 40 years. So you're very sweet, Art. So there isn't much emotion in my decision making, and I think this helps with having inner peace. For anyone out there new to trading, experience is a key component. Ken's advice of using coffee money is one of the best things that you can do to get experience without risking a lot of money. Losing on some trades is just part of the game, but it's more important not to blow up your entire account every time you make a bad trade. Really, really good advice. Thank you. Part of the CTKS method is the CTKS Creed, which primes our mind for profitability and happiness in life. These are a series of positive affirmation statements you just say to yourself. They're important because they get rid of fear and install courage. Acting on fear creates the fear. We don't want to do that. We need to act with courage, but also knowledge. Here is the creed. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities in life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. And I never let a problem beat me because I solve it with positive excellence. If you have family or friends who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.